Hi there, this is episode 428 of Roqe. Iran is being debated while Iranians are cut off. Let's put it this way. If you think Iranians inside Iran are beginning to rally around the regime, try turning the internet back on. Iran is being debated while Iranians inside the country are cut off. So at a time when the world is saturated with arguments about international law, proportionality, sovereignty, and human rights atrocities in the context of this war, there is a fundamental violation unfolding, one that has not been fully absorbed in proportion to its scale, its intent, or its consequences. That is the systematic disconnection of an entire nation from the global flow of information, from the conversation, from the evidence, from the ability to participate as stakeholders in their own story. And remember, these are not passive observers. These are the very people who, in the millions, took to the streets in recent months, risking everything to say clearly and unequivocally that they want an end to this regime. And now, at the very moment when their voices matter most, they've been removed from the equation. And it's easier to dismiss Iranian voices in the diaspora when you've silenced our greatest asset, millions inside the country. Because beneath every geopolitical argument lies the fact that information is power, and that communication and connection are lifelines through which truth travels. Don't forget, Iran is being debated while Iranians are cut off. For weeks now, the Islamic Republic has imposed a sweeping internet crackdown that goes far beyond censorship, removing a population from real-time visibility when the world's trying to interpret what's happening inside their country. And so something very dangerous has taken hold. In their absence, all manner of opinions and ideas have been projected onto the Iranian people, including the notion that they've turned against this war and are sympathetic to the regime, a regime that millions of ordinary citizens hit the streets in January to risk their lives to protest against. This has led to a distortion of the global conversation. Iran is being debated while Iranians are cut off. If you're confident you know what Iranians feel, try turning the internet back on. What kind of regime under global scrutiny chooses to disconnect its own people from the world? Would a confident regime not want to amplify its citizens? Well, no. A cornered dictatorship fears the very Iranian people it purports to represent. It understands that visibility is risk, and so it has cut the line, not only to control what comes in, but to control what gets out. And that means that every argument being made, every conclusion being drawn, every confident assertion about what Iranians think or want is being formed in the absence of the very people it claims to describe. You want to talk about violations of international law? What about the right to communication? Tell the regime to turn the internet back on so we can really hear what Iranian people inside Iran think.